Hi everyone, welcome to my next video on anatomy of ear. So most of us will be knowing that ear is an organ that is used for hearing. And now we'll see about the parts of ear. Ear has been divided into three parts: an outer ear or an external ear, then middle ear, then internal ear or inner ear. So these are the three portions of the ear. And out of these three portions, first we will see about external ear. Basically, this external ear is the one which we are seeing outside. So outside, what all parts are there? The portion of ear which we see outside is called as auricle or pinna. Then the external ear is connected to the middle ear through a tube-like structure called as external auditory canal. And also at the end of the external auditory canal, we can find the outer surface of the tympanic membrane. So these are all considered as the parts of the external ear. And this external auditory canal is also called as external auditory meatus. Now we'll move to the middle ear. In middle ear, we have important structures that are called as ossicles. And there are three ossicles. They are nothing but small and tiny bones that are present inside the middle ear. And they are connected to each other. So they are called as ossicular chain. And in that we have three bones: stapes, incus and malleus. Stapes, incus and malleus. And out of these three bones, stapes is considered very small. And stapes is also said to be the smallest bone in our human body. And many times in the CPC exam, they ask this question: what is the smallest bone in the human body? We will think of many other bones, but that is the stapes that is present inside the middle ear. And also we have the tympanic membrane or eardrum. That is also a part of middle ear. And after that, there is one more part called as eustachian tube or auditory tube. This tube is connected to the middle ear and also nasopharynx. So there is a connection between the ear and throat. That is why whenever we get cold, fever and all, that infection can spread to the middle ear and also cause ear pain, ear block, and sometimes we feel that we couldn't properly hear because of this issue. So it is an infection that is affecting the middle ear through this eustachian tube. Now we'll move on to the inner ear. Inner ear is also made up of three parts: cochlea, vestibule and semicircular canals. And also there are two nerves, cochlear nerve and vestibular nerve, which connects the ear with the brain and also brain with the ear. So these are all the parts of the ear. And whenever we hear something, that sound will produce some vibration of the tympanic membrane, and that will be transmitted to the ossicular chain, and from there it will be transmitted to the cochlea. Inside the cochlea there is a fluid, and that vibrate and it will produce some movement in the hair cells that are present in the vestibule. And with the help of all these vibrations, electrical signals are created, and those electrical signals will be carried to the brain and the sound will be processed there. This is how we hear voices and sounds. Now let us see about the medical terms in this chapter. The ear will be medically referred to as otto, oris or auditory. And also you could have heard about the word otitis media. That means there is an infection and inflammation of the middle ear. Otitis means it is referring to the ear. Media means it's referring to the middle ear. Now one more medical term for the middle ear is tympanum. Then for the tympanic membrane we use the term myringe. Myringe. And for the inner ear there is a term labyrinth. For inner ear we use the term labyrinth. Then the ear wax is medically referred to as cerumen. Cerumen. And bones in the ear are called as ossicles. And in this chapter we don't have much of guidelines, but we will discuss two codes here, 69209 and 69210. Both are used for removal of impacted cerumen. So we all know that cerumen means it refers to the ear wax. Here they say that if it is impacted, that means it is a hard and stuck ear wax. And the difference between these two codes is first one is done by irrigation or lavage, and second procedure is done by instrumentation. If irrigation and lavage is used for removal of hard earwax, we report it as 209. So what does it mean? They use some saline water, they flush the ear and try to remove the wax. Lavage means washing something. So here we wash the ear or irrigate the ear and remove the earwax. But in 69210, you can see that instrumentation is used. That means using some instrument or tools, doctor is trying to remove the wax. It's not possible with irrigation, so doctor is using an instrument here. Important things what you have to note here is both the codes are unilateral codes, and if the procedure is done bilaterally, you can report it with modifier 50. And one more thing, if earwax removal is done for an unimpacted cerumen or simple earwax, then you don't have to report 69209 or 210. It can be reported simply with E&M chapter codes. Wherever the doctor and the patient are meeting, that is enough to be reported, because they are not using any special technique there to remove the earwax, and it is not a stuck one. It's a simple one, so you don't have to report it with ear chapter codes. And another important guideline is if both the techniques are used. Sometimes doctor will use irrigation and lavage first, and if it's not working out, doctor will move on to instrumentation. In such a case, you cannot report both these codes. You have to report it as 69210 only. That is the complex code. Report only that. Don't report 69209. Next, we'll see about one more procedure. 69433 and 69436. Both are used for tympanostomy. Tympanostomy means we are going to make a permanent opening in the middle ear, and here we are going to insert a ventilating tube. But what is the difference between 433 and 436? 433 is done under local anesthesia or topical anesthesia, but 436 is done under general anesthesia. In both, procedure is same, only the difference is anesthesia. So you have to check what type of anesthesia doctor gave for doing this tympanostomy. So these are some guidelines regarding this chapter, and if you want further more videos like guidelines, and if you want any codes specifically, if you have any doubts in CPT, you post it in the comment box and I'll try to clear it. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.